Let's keep going on the 2026 concept. Republicans really have no idea what is about to hit them in 2026 if Democrats do the right things, which is never a foregone conclusion. I'm not talking about, excuse me, a complex strategy. I'm not talking about rebuilding a massive financial machine or anything like that to fundraise. I'm talking about something that I believe Republicans are missing, which is in the numbers. Democrats currently hold a 12-point advantage among voters who are very or extremely motivated to vote next year. That is 72% of Democrats who are highly motivated versus 60% of Republicans. Trump's approval is 37% in a number of recent polls, including CNN. This is the worst of his second term. Approval ratings for presidents tend to only go down, not up. And this is identical to where Trump was in 2018, right before Republicans were wiped out. Now, if you look at a generic ballot, this is when pollsters just say, generically, would you vote for a Democrat or a Republican in your district? Democrats are up 8 in the latest NBC poll. That is the biggest lead either party has had since 2018, when Democrats flipped 41 House seats. Now, I know some of you are probably worried, David, you're getting ahead of your skis. You got to slow it down. We don't know. I'm going to get to that, but I'm just giving you the numbers where we are right now. It gets even worse for Republicans because 47% of voters say that their vote this year will be a message opposing Trump. Only 21% say they would be voting to support Trump. Now, there's a lot of, wait a second, David, hold on. One is, hey, David, Democrats are already unpopular. How can they win? Midterms aren't really about the opposition party. Midterms are about the president. And Trump is very, very unpopular. 61% say Trump's gone too far in using presidential power. 72% say the economy is in bad shape. 61% say Trump's policies are making it worse. And so the real secret weapon is turnout collapse among Trump's supporters. Right now, those who are likely to vote for Democrats are significantly more motivated to vote than those who would be likely to vote for Republicans. In the midterms, the president's base often stays home, especially when he's not on the ballot. You put all of this together, and the picture looks a lot like 2018. Republican House votes fell by 12 million from 2016 to 2018. That's insane. Trump supporters just didn't show up. Democratic voters barely moved. It wasn't like there was this big increase in Democratic voters. It was just flat. Trump's voters were down 12 million. That's a real problem. And Republicans keep telling themselves, our base loves the president. They love Trump. And they're right. They love Trump. They don't necessarily love the party. They don't necessarily love their elected official or their Senate candidates or their House candidates. And Trump's not on the ballot in 2026. And so it's both things are true. Trump is on the ballot. That motivation for Republicans will be greatly dictated by the job they think Trump is or isn't doing. But Trump specifically not being on the ballot defeats the enthusiasm that the cult-like supporters of Trump have. Now, let's get to the Democratic part. For now, Democrats seem fired up, furious about the shutdown, the snap cuts, the corruption scandals, the crypto mess, the hiding of the Epstein files, all of it. Democratic voters don't need Trump to be on the ballot to want to show up. They are motivated because Trump's in power. That's enough. They weren't voting for him anyway, so being on the ballot isn't really relevant. And so this is the ball game. Enthusiasm plus presidential unpopularity. Now, in last week's elections, we saw enthusiasm from Democrats. At the same time, approval overall for the Democratic Party, congressional Democrats, et cetera, is relatively low. So there's a lot of work to do here. But the historical argument is an important one, which is no modern president with an approval below 50 avoids losing seats in the House. Trump's at 37. So that almost certainly means Republicans lose seats in the House. Do they lose enough for Democrats to take control? That remains to be seen. The Senate map is a lot tougher. The margin in the House is small enough that losing even just a few seats could well mean Democrats take it. Senate map is tougher. Democrats need to flip a few seats, but the House is really in play. And the House is enough to start the investigations. It's enough to say Trump's not getting anything done in the last 2 years of his presidency. And that is before we even get into investigations, potential state charges, criminal charges, all sorts of stuff. So that's why in this infamous video, MAGA Mike Johnson said, if we lose the majority, they will try to end the Trump administration. Yes, indeed, we will. Mike Johnson knows what they've been hiding, and he knows Democrats are motivated and are angry and maybe will be organized enough to pull something off in 2026. What are Republicans running on? It's not Trump's popularity because he's not popular. It's not the economy. Most voters say it's worse, and it's because of Trump. The shutdown, well, the way it's ending, I don't know where the shutdown's ultimately going to land, but they don't really have anything. Democrats are running on, we want accountability, we want to protect social programs, we want to investigate corruption, we want to restore democratic norms, and we definitely want to stop Trump from getting anything else done for the remainder of his presidency. So this is 2026 we're talking about. 2018 might tell us a little something about how it might go. 2010 might tell us a little something, but we've got a historically unpopular president, furious opposition, and a huge turnout gap that I don't know how Republicans are going to fix. So hopefully by the time they notice, it'll be too late. The question isn't, can Democrats win the House in 26? Democrats absolutely can win it. The question is, are Democrats going to do what needs to be done over the next 360, 358 days, something like that, in order to make it happen? That's the question. I don't yet know the answer. Appreciate you watching. Stick around for this next video, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you actually see our uploads. You can also catch the full podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.